welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on a page spread in this TN sized journal. I've already painted the backgrounds and prepped it, and I videotaped that, so I'm going to show the process of my background, and then I'll come back in and I'll decorate it with you. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things that I use to work on this page spread to get it prepped. It looks a little, I don't know, it's a little messier than I was kind of hoping for, but I might make it work. This is something a little bit more of what I wanted. A little bit of the, kind of some more white covering up a lot of the paint, but I'm going to see what I can do with this. As you can see, I have some vintage images in the background. What I've been trying to do, I used to make a lot of journals. I don't know if I'm going to make them for my shop anymore, but it's the spiral bound kind of journals. And I use the pages from the books that I made the journals with. And I have a lot of them left over. I have a lot of images from books left over. And I thought it would be kind of fun to use some of them in the backgrounds of my pages. Do the painting thing. This painting process is something that I used to do in a lot of the art journals that I used to send into Art Journaling magazine. And I kind of like backed off from that because there's a lot of painting and a lot of cleanup. And sometimes I just want to, what they say is dry collage with a glue stick. But I miss my painted pages, so I thought I would try to incorporate a little bit of both. Just have a little bit in the background. As you can see, you can still see him on his little bike. This page was about him getting his bike fixed. There's a little guy that's fixing it. But I want to show you some of the things that I used to put this page spread together. And you'll see in the, you probably already saw in the video part of this process, but I wanted to kind of go in a little bit more detail. So this is the paint. I just use craft paint. They're already mixed. The colors are mixed. They're fun to find, look at, and buy. So it's easier than mixing my own paints. This is the brush I used, and this is, I don't remember what this is called, but it's a rubber tipped paintbrush, and I ordered that on Amazon. And then I use, this is just a spackle knife right there. And then this right here, you'll see me using this a lot. And let's see if I can get it open. So what this is, it's a mixture of gesso and water. They separate. And I tint it with tinted matte medium. And I didn't bring, well, so what this is matte medium. And then I tint it with, let me go get it. Hold on. I'll be right back. Here they are. They're just folk art, artist pigment. So this one is yellow ochre, raw umber, and burnt sienna, and just equal amounts of, maybe 1 or 2 drops in your matte medium, and it makes just kind of an antiquing medium over the top of your page. I did that here. That you probably saw me going over that with this, and it blends it. It kind of gives it all, just gives it kind of a coat of one color, and kind of takes away a little bit of the craziness. And then little bits will kind of congregate into corners and crevices and stuff, and it just kind of gives it an antique look. But I use this a lot to, over images. It kind of clouds the images and blends. It's kind of a blender. That's what I use this a lot for, is I kind of blend the different layers with these, just to kind of like start from scratch, put some more on. It's a process. I'm still working on that process because I'm not used to using the scrapbook paper and the images for my backgrounds. And that's something new that I'm trying, just because I want to kind of expand how I used to do things. I have a couple of pieces that it just starts with just on a clean page, nothing on it, and the paint. And now I'm trying to get kind of some different backgrounds. And this is one thing that I really enjoyed doing, because I usually do this kind of in a gray or a black, but I did it in white this time. So I really enjoyed doing that. And that was something new. And then these are, I bought something that came with tissue paper, and it was this nice crafty kind of color. And then I just went over it with my pigment ink with some stamps and made my own fodder, which I thought was super fun. So we have that. So I think that's really it for the backgrounds. And let me know if you have any questions about the process of this. So here's the deal. When I use wet medium, I want to be near a sink. And so I'm in my office where I have a kind of a painting workstation. And that's where I film any kind of painting, because right now I'm filming in one of our back bedrooms with carpeting and no sink, and it's just a mess. I just don't want wet mediums in here if I can help it. So I'm done with the wet medium. Now I'm going to be adding images and ephemera, and see what I can do with building this page spread into a journal page spread. So yeah. All right, let's get started. Okay, so one of the things that I've been doing a lot of lately is making fodder, trying to make fodder, yeah. Journal fodder. And I got out some of my stitchery things. I used to do stitched journals, which I may start doing again. I'm not sure, because they are awfully fun. But these are some examples of, excuse me, put that over there. All right. These are some examples of stitched pieces that I did. Here's a little something I make a bunch of these, and I guess I made some extras, so for my Afghan. Yo-yos. I have a lot of yo-yos. I just really love making them. This is something I made a long time ago, and so I just incorporated on some fabric. This is fabric. They have swatches at Joann's, and I just pick them up out of the little envelopes and thought I could use them for something, and yeah, that's what this is. A little crooked. Trying to figure that out. What I do. Oh well. Oh no, it's 2 of them. That's cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, that's super cute. I like that one. That one was really, really fun. And years ago, I took a bunch of vintage photos that I got and printed them on fabric that you can buy in rolls or in sheets at Joann's. Yeah. And then sewed them on, stitched them on with my sewing machine onto some fabric that I had painted years ago. So I have lots of stuff to make fodder with. And I leave stuff on there that was from sewing it onto something else and then taking it off. I don't know. So here is something that this is one of those pieces of fabric when you're trying to make sure your stitches are okay, they're long enough or whatever. I just don't throw them away. I keep them. And so I use that to stitch something. This is somebody else's embroidery. It's falling apart, so I didn't feel bad cutting it up and stick it in on there. And then these are some little doilies that I think I got when Michael's had a dollar spot. And they used to have packages of those. And then some French knots. That was super fun. Another one with vintage photo. Just some whatnots of things that I've had for years. And then a yo-yo and a button. I like that one too. So these are things that they make your journals super thick. This one doesn't have any in it, but I have another one. This one, let's see. Yeah, I have a tag in this one. So that one, it makes them super thick, but they're so fun to make. You sit in front of the TV or listen to a book on tape. And then these are some tags. Yeah, some tags that I made. And that was, well, not that one, but hello. Okay, so here's the tags. I made more of these, but I've already used them and put them in my journals. This is one that I think I may have made a video about the process of making these. These were a bunch of tags I think I got from the dollar spot at Target and decorated those. So yeah, these were super fun. Another fun project to do just in the evening. And let's see what we have here. These are some just pieces. They're not tags. And I thought that I like that one. That's a Tim Holtz from one of his paper packs. A lot going on that one, but these are just super fun to just, you can pop them into your journals after you've done a background. That's a little bit busy, so I don't think I'll be using that. Super busy. Here's some prep pages in here. So if I just were to put that on there, like that would be super cute. This page is already prepped. Maybe I could do some stenciling around and then put that on there and you're good to go. It's still art journaling. It's just sometimes these smaller pieces are easier to make when you're sitting down somewhere where you don't have to have a lot of stuff in front of you. You can just have a couple of containers. And then these right here are from an old journal that I made that it was just kind of, I had to kind of downsize my journals, and so I cut some of them up. See, that used to be a page together. So I cut some up and made tags out of them, which a lot of people might not agree with, but when you go from a large house to a small house, you sometimes have to make some tough choices. So the tags these tags that I'm making, I'm thinking about making a video about how I do that. So if you're interested in that, just let me know in the comments. So last night I spent a few hours cutting up flowers, and it was awesome. So now I have like quite a few. Like this is one that I had sitting around for a long time. It has a leopard background, and I love the amount of color in these. These are just, oh, they're so gorgeous. So I cut some of those up, and then I cut some smaller pieces for like tags and just a little bit of an addition here and there. So I have these organized, large, small. These are sunflowers. These are a different type of flower to me, kind of more country, that kind of thing. So I keep these separated from the bouquets. And then I cut up just about every butterfly I think I owned. These were all on paper, and I cut them out. And this was a scrapbook page. This was a scrapbook page. And this one, I think this was Tim Holtz. So I love these neutral ones. They're really great for the backgrounds. So yeah, this was on a poster. Yeah, and then there's some cocoons, that kind of thing. So I unfortunately do not have too much of a plan on what I want to do with this page spread. So I thought I would just bring a couple of things in and see what worked for me. Bring you along with my decision making. the next thing I want to do is I just want to kind of, since the background really was, it's really busy, it was a lot of work, I really want to kind of keep it simple. Just, you know, journal fodder and maybe a flower and a butterfly. Let's try that one. Let's try that with a butterfly. I've got 2 containers of butterflies. I should probably go ahead and put those together. This one's a definite no. Here's another butterfly just sitting around. Or a bird. I wonder if a bird would work. Let's try butterflies first. If I don't like it, find anything I like, I'll get out some birds. He's huge. Here's a green one. That one's been needing a home for a while. There's a lot of green. Let me try this. What if that was there? I'm liking everything but this flower. I wonder if there's another flower that would work. Grab this one again, see if that'll work. It's just there was a lot of purple in that I was kind of not digging. I don't know. I kind of like that. I can't wait to use these on something. So some of these, this is from the side of the paper. And, you know, why waste them? Because you can just use them to tuck into your page or the side of your, you know, like that kind of thing. I don't know if I'm just determined to use this or not, because I really like it. Let's see. I wish that you guys were here with me to help me make this decision. Seriously. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. So this, okay. You know what I think I'm going to do? The first thing I really need to do is trim. All right, so let's see if this will work. And I don't really, it doesn't bother me to cover up work I've done. That's the point, is to try to get as much interest on the background as possible, and then see what you can, see if you can arrange things. Like I like the chicken. I don't want to cover the chicken and the pig. I don't know why. I wonder if that'll work. I don't want to cover him up. It's kind of important for me to have those 2 pieces. There's you know, there's some aspects of me using vintage images in my work that kind of remind me of the books that I read when I was a kid growing up. And so I kind of like having them in there. It's just I don't want them to be the focus. That's why I'm trying to do this kind of thing. I'm wondering if having that there, see, if I had it this way, if I had it over here, then to me it would make sense. But if there's nothing coming over into this side, then it just doesn't seem to have that balance. You know, it's like coming out of nowhere. I don't like that coming out of nowhere look. Like that. You know, like if it was up in that corner or covering up the pig. Let's see. Then there's this one. I mean, I could always fold that in half, right? And then I'm covering him up though. So just pull it over a little bit. I don't want to cover him up. Let's see. About like that. I knew I shouldn't have kept those peacock feathers. Okay, let's see. I'm covering up a lot of it, so covering up that. This one I think is exactly the same. No, it's not. Well, what do you know? It's not exactly the same. And then I won't be covering up as much. Yeah. Okay. Look, everything that I wanted to be visible is visible. It could just be coming out somehow. Okay. So all I have to do is find a ruler. Okay. So this is how I get my folds about right. Let's make sure that's going in the right direction there. I'll be honest with you, I tried to have an idea of what I wanted to do so that this wouldn't take so long, and I'm going in a completely different direction than I originally planned. And I'm digging it. I really like it. All right, first thing, this. So usually on my journals, like this, in the past at least, I would be using matte medium to get this on there to know that it would stay. But the whole idea of prepping the pages and painting them and having them dry and ready to go is that I could use, so that I can, so I'm not making a big mess, and I can just go ahead and use the dry glue. Here we go. The dry glue to glue things on and kind of take my time and think about what I'm doing. A little bit. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, of wet medium and then dry gluing. Isn't that a beautiful flower? Oh, I love it. Oh, you know what? I was going to put my butterfly down underneath it. Forgot about that. Hold on. Hold everything. Let's see if I can get it up without tearing it. Doesn't look like it. I don't know. Come on. There we go. Little bits. That's probably what you were saying. Oh my gosh, what about the butterfly? That's the one thing about having so many small little areas. Ooh, that tore, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. There, let's see. No, I want it to be kind of like, that. I don't want to cover him up, so I don't know how high I want this to go. Yeah, I like it up there. Yeah. I'd use a glue stick on that, but that's a Tim Holtz and it just does not want to cooperate with the glue stick. It's too glossy. See if I can get that back down. There. My hands are sticky, so it's pulling things back up again. Oops. Hopefully that will not be shiny because that will make me upset. I'll go back over it with matte medium if it does. Oops. I took some of the feather off. That was not what I wanted to do. And this one. I took so long to cut these, To tear them off like that is not making me happy. Is it stuck to that? There we go. Go back there. Let's see if I can get that back on there. Yeah, I'm going to go over that with matte medium later, because that will keep it from peeling back up again. There. I know it's just an art journal. It shouldn't be a big deal, but I did cut those out so that they would be on there. So that was fussy right there. Yeah, I think I got it. All right. Let me get a clip. See if that'll stay. It's not the end of the world if those come off, but so now I've got to figure out, do I want that to go that way? Because this is the way the design was. Or do I want it to go that way? So here's a lot of color coming out into this area, away from the flowers, and kind of bringing that color down in here. Or bringing it down into, yeah, I think I like that. It's almost 6 of one, half a dozen the other. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not perfect. There are so many layers on these pages that it doesn't, this glue's not going to hurt anything. I like that that's kind of scraggly right there, so I'm just going to leave it. All right. Okay, I'm going to just call this good. I mean, I could do postage stamps and lots of different things. There's a lot of, but if you think about the amount of time that it took me to do this background, then you put in the time that it took me to fussy cut this and get it prepped, and then to sew this. This is actually a page that has a lot of time in it already. So throwing a few pre-made items onto a painted page like that, I think is, I'm going to call it good. So yeah, let me take these off. I'll make sure that those stay on there later. You might need more glue. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments if you like the way I did this, where I did the wet medium and then came in and did the dry. So yeah, as usual, please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.